And a very good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Coach Atiba Bradley Show. I'm Kevin Welch. Bobby Landis across the table sharing an inside joke that I didn't get it. I wasn't a part of with Coach Bradley, who sits betwixt us here. We're coming to you live from Social BTB Restaurant at 10th and Main.
He's over here scrubbing the helmet. There's a little thing on the helmet, and it's bugging him. And he's over there.
It's a clean helmet.
I think he was there also making sure it was aligned in the center of the table.
And that's what I'm laughing. And that's what I'm laughing about.
Right.
The perfectionist in the coach never stopped.
Everybody has a level of.
It's got to be aligned. It's got to be shined. Yeah. Yep. This is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, and if you want to watch archived, this is on video as well. We got these huge Klieg lights. What are these? These big video lights. And if you want to watch the archived videos of the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, just go to Missouri Southern's football page. As you see right at the top, there says Coach Atiba Bradley Show, and you can watch archived versions of the show. And this will be archived, I assume, sometime tomorrow, maybe the next day, if you can watch those. Go to Missouri Southern's football page, and you'll be able to see that. Segment 1 here is brought to you by Missouri Eagle, proud distributor of quality Anheuser-Busch beers, serving customers in Missouri for the past 75 years. And, Coach, I'm talking about the archive videos, and I'm kind of stalling.
Dance around.
I'm kind of stalling.
Where are we at with time?
Having to get to kind of see. And to tell you, Coach, I'm a little leery about Lions lose 62-10 up in Warrensburg, Central Missouri this past Saturday. Let's just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. I got to tell you, I didn't see this coming at all. What happened up there?
Yeah, I don't think any of us did, and we've spent really after the game the next 48 hours. Normally you really turn the page and focus on the next opponent, but we honestly spent a lot of time looking within and just like what did happen, and I think there were a number of factors. I think momentum is real. I think they kind of got themselves rolling a little bit. And then there was just a stretch in the second quarter.
Yeah.
We're 35.
And we just couldn't get out of our own dang way. We threw a pick six. And then we threw another interception. It was
14-7. They have a 63-yard touchdown run. We go 3 and out. They get a TD on the next drive. We go 4 and out. They have a 12-play touchdown drive. Now there's 45 seconds left in the half. Then the pick six. They score 35 in the second quarter. And what was a 14-7 game is now 42-7 at half.
Yeah, and what's crazy about that is it's a 14-7 with a missed 20-yard field goal and a fumble on the 30-yard line. So very easily could have been a 14-13 ball game.
Yeah.
And that's the frustrating part is that it got lopsided really, really quick. Like it just slid. And we're just not mature enough to stop the slide. Because it was one of those things where like the interception, Tillman knew it right away. You know what I mean? And so, the momentum got on us, and we were out on our feet a little bit.
Let me preface this by saying every team has lost by a large margin. Every team. I don't care if you're Tom Brady or you're Alabama or you're the Patriots or you're the Chiefs. Every team has lost a big.
You didn't mention the Razorbacks.
Well, I figured that was a given. That's right. That's right. Every team goes through. It's just one of those games where I know you're trying. It's just one of those games where you just gotta just take your ass whooping and get through it.
Yeah, you do. And I am. What's funny is Coach Portasso was on the phone with some of the Arizona State staff, and the head coach at Arizona State is listening in on a speakerphone conversation, and he chimes in and he says, "That's why they need a turbo clock in college. When it starts slipping, it slips." And he's
that's
right.
The thing, there is no turbo clock. There's nothing to save you. You got to go all.
Yeah, and so when you're down 3 scores, 4 scores, it's like, all right, we're going to chip away at this. We'll fight our way back. But
plenty of time left.
When it starts to slip like that, it's hard. And like I said, they did a good job. They were able to manufacture some drives and play keep away in the second half and really just put the game away. And so, like I said, we'll flush this, get it out of our system.
Yeah. We had a good opening drive. We go from our 25 to this 31, and then we fumble.
Yeah, if you look at our 5 drives, they all ended deep into the Central Missouri territory. So it wasn't a situation where, if you remember, and we don't want to go back there, but if you remember last year versus Northwest, we didn't have a first down till the third quarter. That was not the case. Like, the ball was being moved.
Yeah.
And so that we were having some success. And so it's just finishing those drives. And you always got to come away with points, whether it's a field goal, a touchdown. There has to be points put on the board at the end of those drives. And so,
you have a fumble there. Draper fumbled. Then they, on the next drive, score to make it 7-0. Then again, we put another good drive together. 8 plays, get from our 25 to their 19.
Yeah.
Drive stalls, miss a field goal.
Yep.
That's where you think you got to get points.
And again, and that's where, that it's the two names you mentioned. You said missed field goal, which was Drake Reese,
senior,
5th-year senior. And I'm telling you right now, like, I will back that kid and put a lot of money that he would hit that field goal. He's going through a little slump right now, but gosh dang it. And then Draper Parker. I don't know that there's another kid on our team with the game on the line. I don't want the ball in his hand.
Right.
And so it's
even the best of them fumble.
100%. So and like I said,
just unfortunate.
Those are just two plays, and there were a lot of plays like that, and even on the defensive side that led to some big plays by them. And again, we're not going to take credit away from them. They prepared well and they played well, but that score is not indicative of who we are.
Then after them, go ahead, Bobby.
Coach, when we talk about this in the MIAA, if you give them opportunities, they're going to capitalize on them. And when there's blood in the water, sharks attack, and they were sharks on Saturday.
Yeah, and here's the thing like I said, if I knew I was going to coach college football, I probably would have got a psychology degree. But the ups and downs of your team, that's not a problem that's exclusive to Missouri Southern. UCO went up to Northwest Missouri, okay, and UCO had beaten Pitt. UCO had beaten they had one other win, and so I was like, man, we played Northwest so close, and I said, man, UCO's going to go up there and dump those guys. Like, they're a good football team, and Northwest blew them out.
Yeah.
Beat them by 4 score. I mean, it wasn't a contest.
Crazy.
And physically bustled them. And so he's just,
Well, after our missed field goal, they have a 15-play drive, results in a touchdown. We're now down 14-0. But on the next drive, get some help from a couple of penalties by the Mules. An 11-yard touchdown pass from Tillman to Rotich. All right, it's 14-7. Right back in it. All right, here we go.
Yep. And that was, again, it was great to see that drive. Those guys, as we were down 14-0, like, they didn't bat their eye. They didn't flinch at it. Came back, put together a drive. And like I said, that's the frustrating part, is when you see it, you're like, okay, it doesn't matter who's in front of us. We can drive the football.
Here we go.
I mean, because like I said, we had drives against Northwest. We've had drives against Central Missouri. We had drives against, obviously, Midwestern State and SBU. And so it's finding that stride consistently, because, like I said, we're going to face as good or better defenses the rest of the way out. Like Fort Hays, we'll talk about them later, but Fort Hays is no shove, and Pitt's playing really well right now. And then UCO was playing really, so it's just, we've got to find a way, and we need growth from our quarterback. We need growth from some of our O-linemen. We made a couple switches mid-game. Our right tackle, we replaced we moved our right guard out to right tackle and brought in our true freshman, Jordan Fui from Hawaii,
right.
One of the guys we recruited when we went over there.
Right. Were you on that trip, Bobby?
I was. You were?
I wasn't. Okay.
No, I wasn't on any part of that. I wanted to be on that trip. I was promised we would have the opportunity to go
live from Hawaii. This is
exactly special aloha edition of the Coach Atiba Bradley show, right?
But yeah, so we moved a junior in Lambert Bam out to tackle Jordan Fui, who's a true freshman. He played right guard. Alex Curry's been doing a great job at center. Left guard. Siaki, and then our left tackle, Ian Faulkner. So we had a new group out there, and so, those guys were working. But like I said, there's a lot of growth that needs to happen, and it needs to happen fast.
Yeah. we mentioned the wheels came off then in the second quarter. We're not going to go over that again, but they scored 20 in the second half. We get 3 in the second half, and the game mercifully ends. But, a lot was made coming into this game about the passing attack of Central Missouri. They had 325 yards and 5 touchdowns rushing in the game against.
Yeah, and I think what had happened is, sometimes when you focus too much on one thing, you mess around and let the other beat you. And again, the 300 yards of rushing came on 4 plays, really. There was one for 68. There was one. And so that, again, those are the types of things like you can't get beat in the air and on the ground. And that was the thing that was frustrating. Again, we didn't do a great job taking either away. And so we spent too much time, I think, too much time worrying about the pass, and then it opened us to the run, and then we ended up in a situation where we weren't doing a great job of either.
So you go in the locker room after the game. You're all walking. You get the team. They're assembled there in the locker room. What do you say to them after a game? I mean, it's got to be hard to come up with the right words to say.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that we talked about is just, looking within, and just figuring out, like, your role in that game and how do you improve that role. So, when we go on a road trip, there's 75 guys. So there's, and then there's 15 coaches, and then there's 5 trainers, and then there's a couple. So our travel party's right at 100. So if 100 guys look within and say, okay, how do we improve and make sure what happened today doesn't happen today? And not just players. It's not a us versus them type mentality, but it's hey, this is collectively, how do we make sure this never happens again? That's what's important. And so everybody, to a man, has to be better, and that comes from mental preparation, physical preparation. We had some guys cramping, and so that cramping is avoidable. Some of the errors that they made, the alignment and assignment, those are avoidable. And so those are the types of things that we really worked on trying to correct.
Is it a matter of I don't think Central Missouri is that much better than us.
No.
So it's got to be an execution thing.
Yeah, I think it's
missed assignments, going the wrong way, or. And
again, I would tell you, like, the mistakes that were made in the second quarter were mistakes that I've never seen before. I've never, and I think about, like, the kickoff return where Bethune just dropped the ball. Like, he's never dropped one. He's never bumped one. Like, he wouldn't be back there if that was his issue. In all honesty, again, we were lined up in 3-by-1, and my freshman backer lined up like it was 2-by-2, and it was, so he was completely removed, and it was just like, what? Why did you line? You know what I mean? And it was just a.
Is that because of a crowd? Is a crowd in that? I mean, I don't know. The game is a crowd that involved. How was the crowd? I mean,
I think they did a great job. You know what? More than their crowd, their band. So their band played from start to finish of every one of our offensive plays. I mean, it was impressive. I mean, it was.
Well, don't they have to be cut off at a certain time?
MIAA changed that rule probably 3 years.
They could go right up to the snap.
They threw the snap.
So they never have to stop at all?
They could play from beginning to end. I agree. The only restriction they have is they have to be outside the 25.
And so they
put them in the end zone or something, right? Yeah.
They put them at the end of the southern side of the sideline.
They were on the visiting side, and as I'm looking at it, the visitor south. I mean, they were.
The band's on the visitor sideline.
On the visitor sideline in the stands.
Gamesmanship.
There's what is it? 8 lanes.
Yeah,
on a track, or 8 lanes, and then boom, there's the band. So
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't either. It used to be, and I think it was like 4 years ago. It used to be you could play. Golly, I want to say
like
until
5 seconds.
Well, it was something about when the play clock started. So set hut, inside zone, tackled. Band could play. But when the ref blew it and the play clock, it was something
when
to that
they started
effect.
the play clock?
When they started the play clock, then it had.
Because you hear that like Oklahoma, like every stinking play.
Yeah.
And you're like, God, I just want to choke the band.
And
I want to hear that every.
Yeah, and so
mute.
Huge, yeah. But it's like every play.
Yeah, it was.
And every band does that, not just
it was impressive and annoying at the same time.
Yeah.
But no, I
don't like that rule.
No, I dislike it, especially in Division I. At least has the headsets, so they have the mic to helmet. You have the little, green dot on that, so they can communicate. But like, we don't have that. So, but like I said, that
yeah, but you use signals anyways, right?
Yeah. But we've got like that's going to be the same at Pitt. That's going to be the same at. We go to Fort Hays next year. That's going to be the same at. Those are probably the two most hostile. UCM, Pitt, Fort Hays do a nice job with their crowd.
So do you watch film of this, or you just say,
yeah.
Let's move on.
I'm a big believer in the good, the bad, the ugly, because you have to see it and learn from it, because I promise you Fort Hays is going to watch that tape and go, wow, they really struggled with this. And we're going to see some sort of version of a play that we saw last week that we struggled with. And if we don't stop it, we'll see it all day on Saturday. If we come out and stop it, they won't run it again. They'll go, they got that fixed. And so it's almost like them doing a quality control on us. Like, hey, did they fix their issues? And
you would do the exact same thing.
We would do, there's the weak link. You know what I mean? Like, so, and like I said, if we haven't, they'll come back to it. If we have, we won't have any issue.
I'm taking it all in right now. It's time to flush it and move forward.
Yeah, and that's a good idea. We've got a couple of Lion players coming up in our next segment. Ayden Robinson-Wayne will be here, and Riley Hammons, a defensive back, and Ayden Robinson-Wayne is a wide receiver. There are player guests that are coming up in the next segment. This is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, presented by Downstream Casino and Resort. We'll have more of that coming up after this quick timeout. This is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show on 101.7 FM, Somo Sports Radio.
Wheel of Fortune Live, America's Game, is coming to Downstream Casino Resort October 24th. This could be your moment to be called to the stage, to spin the wheel, solve puzzles, and win incredible prizes like trips to Paris, Hawaii, or even big money up to $10,000 cash. Tickets on sale at downstreamcasino.com and at the Hackathon gift shop. Wheel of Fortune Live, October 24th in the Pavilion at Downstream Casino Resort.
I waited like 8 innings to get a run. And finally, on my way to home, I'm rounding third, I'm going hard, and I tweaked my ankle. So now I get to wait in the ER.
No one likes to wait, especially after a sports injury. With Mercy Orthopedic Walk-In Care, walk in, see an orthopedic expert, play on. Hold your place for care at mercy.net/walk-in-sports. Visit mercy.net/walk-in-sports. Walk in, play on.
Chef Mike and the crew at Trackside Burgers invite you to grab a delicious meal for you and your family. Trackside Burgers is the home of handheld comfort food, and the burger patties are always fresh, never frozen. Open Monday through Wednesday 11 to 4 and Thursday through Saturday 11 to 9. Dine in, carry out, or use the drive-thru. Order online at tracksideeats.com or use DoorDash. Oh, and ask them about catering your next event. Stop by before the game or anytime at 10th and Maiden Lane in Joplin. Trackside Burgers, proud supporters of our Joplin area athletes.
Hi, this is Dana Snodgrass at Snodgrass Collegiate Center. We'd like to wish Coach Bradley and the Missouri Southern football team all the best throughout their football season. Snodgrass Collegiate Center is a Joplin family-owned business for over 40 years. From dents and dings, oil changes, alignments, we can do it all. You can't trust just anybody with your car. Trust the team at Snodgrass Collegiate Center, 1604 East 4th, Joplin, Missouri, where a handshake still means something. Go Lions!
Since 1996, People's Bank of Seneca has been dedicated to providing excellent customer service across the four-state area. Whether you're in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca, we're here to ensure that every banking experience is exceptional. Visit us today to learn more at peoplesbankofseneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of Missouri Southern State University. Go Lions!
The Joplin Sports Authority is a proud member of the Sports Events and Tourism Association, Missouri Southern Linebackers, and the Show Me Missouri Sports Group. Our mission is to attract, promote, provide, and support local, state, regional, national, and international sporting events in the Joplin area. we'd like to announce a partnership with Missouri Southern Lions Athletics as we host the National Christian College Athletic Association Division I and II cross-country championships from 2025 through 2028. Thank you, Missouri Southern, and remember, go Lions.
Missouri Southern State University is a culture of excellence, whether in the classroom, the lab, or on the court. It's where future educators, innovators, lifesavers, and global leaders call their home. It's a place where immersive learning environments can help empower students to command a future in their field. Come experience excellence and apply at mssu.edu.
You're listening to the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, presented by Downstream Casino Resort on 101.7 FM SoMo Sports Radio.
And it is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, presented by Downstream Casino and Resort. This segment brought to you by Mason Woodard Mortuary, family-owned, family-operated, and family first. We are joined here at Social BTB Restaurant for the Coach Atiba Bradley Show. We're joined by Ayden Robinson-Wayne and Riley Hammons, a couple of players for Missouri Southern. Ayden is a redshirt junior wide receiver from St. Louis. Riley is a junior defensive back. You safety or quarterback?
I'm a middle linebacker now.
Okay, I was wondering about that. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Because your bio said, but from Sulphur Springs, Texas, Sulphur Springs High School, and guys, welcome to the show, man. Appreciate you guys being here.
I appreciate you letting us come, man.
All right, you there, Ayden? And maybe there we go. All right, let's start first with Ayden. Christian Brothers High School,
yes,
right?
Sir.
CBC. You were a sophomore in 2019.
Yes, sir.
That's when CBC came down to Joplin in the semifinals.
I was actually a freshman that year. Yeah, it was
2019.
Yeah.
Well, that was a wild game. That was an unbelievable team that CBC had that year.
Yeah, I had a great seat to that game. You know, I was on the sideline.
Were you?
Yeah, I was a freshman.
Man, I tell you, that was a wild game because as soon as there was a lot of animosity between the Joplin fans. You guys have to come right by the Joplin stands to go underneath the stands to the locker room, and there was a lot of
they were throwing stuff at us, going in.
And you guys were giving them this. We're number one as they went into the locker room. Yeah, there was all kinds of animosity here. But first of all, when you first came here, you were going to play baseball too? Or
yes, sir.
Do you still play baseball? Or
no, just football now.
Okay, but when you first came here, you were going to be a two-sport guy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You like baseball? Which obviously you like football better, huh? Or is that just what you're better at?
It's just how it kind of unfolded. I had an injury during baseball, and it kind of caused me to focus on football.
What was your position? Center fielder?
I could play anything. I came in as a middle infielder, but I was probably going to play outfield in college.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Riley here, he's a junior defensive back, junior linebacker from Sulphur Springs, Texas, Sulphur Springs High School. How did Sulphur Springs get its name? I just envision, it doesn't seem like an appealing place for, the old settlers to say, hey, this smells like sulfur. Let's settle here. I'm not saying that that the water smells like sulfur, but how does Sulphur Springs get the same? Do you know?
Yeah, no, I don't really know, but Sulphur Springs is more like a smaller town, country, really country. Got a bunch of country boys, but I don't really know how they got the name. I'm not too sure.
What was your high school nickname? Sulphur Springs what?
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Yeah, we were Wildcats. Okay. Now we're Lions.
What?
No, I'm saying I'm a Lion now.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Lion
now. So Texas football in high school, that's a little different animal, huh?
Yeah, no, everybody plays good, And then we were 5A my junior year. We were 0-10 my junior year, and then we went to 4A my senior year and went from 0-10 to 7-4. Made the playoffs. That just tells you how big of a difference it is.
Yeah. How many classes are there in Texas?
It goes up to 6A. Two divisions in 6A, I believe.
Okay. But you see Friday Night Lights on them. It's crazy about it. That's the way it was.
Your stands are packed. We got a big stadium. So, it was always Friday nights were a big thing.
Yeah. We had, the whole town show.
Yeah.
So, let's go back to you, Ayden. Played in all 11 games last year. You've started the first 4 this year. And right now you're too short this season. You're too short of the number of catches you had from all of last year. Mm-hmm. And you got far more yards per game, far more yards per catch. You have 12 carries, 193 yards and a touchdown. Having a pretty good year this year, bud.
Yes, sir. a lot of room for improvement, a lot of plays, in the back of my head that I left out there. I'm just trying to, do my job as best as I can.
So, Junior, describe going from sophomore to junior. That's a big transition there. And it seems like you've improved from last year to this year.
Yes, sir. Just kind of getting a bigger role with some guys, graduating and stuff like that, and just trying to take advantage of each opportunity.
Yeah, that's awesome. You also return punts too?
Yes, sir.
What's that like knowing you got like 20 guys racing or 10 guys racing down the field at you? You got your eyes up in the air. You're looking to catch the ball, knowing that you got 10 guys that just want to take your head off. What's that like?
It's fun. It's being on punt return, being a punt returner, you kind of got to be the quarterback on that unit and, steer the ship in a way. But, if you break one, it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. What do you have somebody back there because your eyes are up in the air? Do you have somebody back there that says, "Hey, fair catch this one," or do you just have a sense of when you should throw the arm up in the air and call a fair catch, or when you should not do that and catch it?
It's kind of a feel thing, being able to, kind of use your peripheral vision, to be able to look up at the ball and also, feel where the guys are at, and stuff like that.
Because I tell you, you see plays where guys decide to catch it, not call a fair catch, and they just get lit up. And you're like, how the hell did the guy hang on to that one? But let's go back to Riley here. Playing 8 games as a true freshman, 8 games last year, all 4 this year. What's it like playing in the MIAA as a true freshman?
Yeah, man, I remember my first game, I was terrified,
Really?
Because you go out there and you look at the other sideline, and it's not like high school. These guys are huge, you know what I'm saying? They're grown men, and it was pretty crazy. I remember one of my first kickoffs, I got destroyed on the sideline. That was kind of like my wake-up moment,
You're welcome to the
welcome to the MIAA. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, so this is for both of you guys. We're talking with Riley Hammons and Ayden Robinson-Way. This one's for both of you. Tough one last Saturday. How do you guys move on from there?
Yeah, like you said, it was a tough game, but it's still a learning experience. We still got 7 more games left to play, and it's a lot of things we can take away from that game.
Yeah, I know. I think you go back and just watch the film, like, yeah, it was brutal, we know, like, hats were all down and stuff. But I think this week we looked at, like, what we messed up on the film. We went and fixed it, and I think we got our confidence back and we're ready to roll.
Yeah, that's good, because the MIAA, man, that's a crime, you guys, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, everybody's good, You never play a bad team. Everybody's good, and, each week, like, we lose Northwest by 7, but then UCO loses by 3 possessions. It's just a crazy thing.
That is crazy. So, Ayden, you're a kinesiology major?
Yeah, specifically sports recreation management, but it's under the kinesiology umbrella.
Is it really?
Yeah.
To be a sports rec and marketing guy, you got to know kinesiology?
Yeah, it's a kinesiology.
My daughter graduated from Arkansas with a sports recreation. I don't think she ever had to do kinesiology. That's tough. That's a tough thing to grasp. Kinesiology. It's like a whole body, right?
Yeah, it is. You're not necessarily taking all of the science classes you would if you were in kinesiology specifically, but you're taking some classes with it.
So, what do you hope to do when you leave Southern?
I want to get into coaching. I also want to, if not coaching, then get on the management side of, a sports organization.
Yeah, with all this NIL stuff and become a general manager or something like that. That's a cool major. Like I said, my daughter went through that, and that's a cool major. Riley, you're a dental hygiene major. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, not anymore. I'm business management. I changed that. Evolved that.
Get your hands all in people's mouths.
No more. I want to be a medical sales rep now, so that's the goal. But we'll see.
Sell drugs?
Yeah, dude. Something like it's more just the money, They make good money.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But so business, that's what you want to get into, be like a representative for one of the big pharma companies?
Yeah, something like that would be nice. That's the goal. That'd be nice.
So how do you guys come back from this last week? You got 4 days. Do they present any particular problems for you guys? Both. Let's start with you, Riley. On offense, they
Yeah, so they're a good offense. Don't get me wrong. They're gonna test us on the perimeter. They're gonna find their one-on-ones. They're gonna do what they have to do. But I think we've had a good week of practice, and I think we'll be all right. I think, it was tough to lose Saturday, but I think Sunday we all flushed it and we're like, hey, let's go.
And every team. I brought this up with Coach Bradley in the last segment. Every team, whether it's the Patriots, whether it's Alabama, whether it's the best teams ever, go through these games where it just kind of steamrolls on you and you can't stop it. And it's just one of those games, and maybe I'm wrong. This seems to be one of those games where you just got to take your ass whooping and let's get out of here and move on type thing. Is that how you guys feel?
Yeah, I feel that.
I guarantee you, Central Missouri. What's that?
Yeah, just gotta keep our head up and move on. We're still a good football team.
A lot of times a game like that can kind of mess with you up in your head. I can kind of mess with you, but I can guarantee you, and I'm sure you guys know this. You're not. The score is not indicative of how the two Central Missouri is a good team, but they're not that much better than us.
They didn't out athlete us. You know what I'm saying? Like we can play with these guys. We got to come together, make the right plays. You got to make the plays. If you don't make little plays in the MIA, you're going to get your butt whooped. That's just how it is.
Yeah. So you guys getting fed here tonight?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm Coach Bradley. Right?
Yeah. No, it better be, man.
Hey guys, thanks for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. Good luck Saturday. It's nice to be back at home, I would assume, huh? Yeah, the friendly confines of Fred Hughes. But thanks for coming out. Good luck the rest of the year. We'll see both of you guys back next year, hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's Riley Hammons here to my left. Ayden Robinson Wayne across the table from us here. Both players from Missouri Southern. Good luck Saturday against 4 days, guys.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
This segment has been brought to you by Mason Woodard Mortuary and Joplin, family-owned, family-operated, family first. Back to talk more with Coach Bradley after this quick timeout. This is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show presented by Downstream Casino and Resort. Live from Social BTB on 101.7 FM, Somo Sports Radio.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch, Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Service, compassion, honor. These are more than just words for us here at Mason Woodard Mortuary and Crematory. They are ideals passed on from my grandparents, my parents, and those that graced our staff throughout the years. Our professional staff and spacious facility are here to support you, where you and your family can come together in honor of a life well lived. Whether you prefer burial or cremation, every life is unique, and there are so many ways we can help honor your loved one. Mason Woodard Mortuary and Crematory. 3 generations of our family serving families of the 4 states for over 60 years.
Hi, this is Alan from Wayside Furniture in Joplin, Missouri. We're a family-owned business, and we've now been serving the 4 states for over 50 years. Not only do we offer the most competitive prices anywhere, but when you purchase furniture from our huge showroom floor, you can take it home the same day. At Wayside, we even offer free area delivery. That's right, free area delivery. And there's no city sales tax. Plus, we offer free financing with approved credit. Come see us at Wayside Furniture, North Main and Fountain Road in Joplin.
Did you know you can impact the Lions football program by making a charitable gift? It's easy. Just visit our secure giving site at mssu.edu/giving, where you can make credit card, Venmo, and PayPal gifts. Designate your gift directly to Lions football or to any of our athletics or academic programs. Our donors provide the margin of excellence that takes the Missouri Southern student experience from great to exceptional. Make your gift today at mssu.edu/giving. Brought to you by the Lions Forward campaign.
My fellow 4-Statesians, you have a choice. You have the power. So why choose any other place to buy a brand new car, truck, or SUV than Frank Fletcher Toyota? Looking for the top-rated Toyota dealership in the 4 states? Fletcher Toyota. Searching for a vehicle that will last, has low cost of ownership, and the best resale value? Fletcher Toyota. Want a service department that will take care of you like your family? Fletcher Toyota. Don't take it from me. Just Google it. We have the best resale value. We're the most trusted brand and the lowest 5-year cost of ownership. Fletcher Toyota.
Goodbye 9 to 5. So long, paper checks. Later on, trips to the bank. Tired of business as usual? Say hello to business banking services from Arvest Bank. At Arvest, we support those starting new businesses or even new side hustles with loans, advanced merchant services, easy online banking tools, and time-saving products like remote deposit capture. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities. Arvest Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Coming to you live from Social BTB in downtown Joplin, this is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, presented by Downstream Casino Resort on 101.7 FM SoMo Sports Radio.
And we are back at Social BTB, and it is social.
That's definitely social.
Coach Bradley is back in there schmoozing the boosters and talking to fans and pressing the flesh. And
talking to the boss.
Well, talking to the boss who's here.
And then the family came in from the Joplin homecoming parade as well. So
that was tonight too, wasn't it? Yeah. But I just wanted we were going to talk about this, and Coach Coates got a little bit late coming back. But there is I want to tell you a little bit about the Green and Gold Fish Fry that's coming up on October 26th. It's dinner, games, and entertainment. It's going to be in the Scott and Chris Waits Hidden Grace venue. That's on Hammer Road in the Osho. And if you'd like to RSVP, the URL here on the flyer is about 15 miles long.
Don't read that off.
MSSU advancement /giving/ So just go to mssu.edu, and I'm sure you'll be able to find the information on the Green and Gold Fish Fry. Man, I love a good fish fry.
It's going to be a neat deal. From my understanding, they got fireworks lined up. They've got a magician lined up. There's going to be some silent auctions. If you guys remember, a couple years ago, we used to do the Green and Gold Gala banquet. Yeah, it was awesome. The banquet. It was a big deal, and so they're trying to find some different ways to kind of create that same type of atmosphere. And so, I'm excited. And like I said, I wish there was a Dowd's Catfish in Joplin.
There used to be. There was one in the Osho too.
Yeah. The main one was in the Ocean. Then they moved to Joplin, and then it didn't do.
It didn't do as well.
And the one in Lebanon is the third store.
It might have been the first, and then they migrated this way. Sure. But the last fish fry I was at was in New Orleans for the Louis Armstrong Festival.
Oh wow!
Oh,
yeah. I never. What's the place? 24th and Rangeline. They closed down. Red Hot and Blue.
Yeah.
Never got barbecue. Always got catfish. Yeah. Every time.
Really?
And oh man, I thought their catfish was.
I tell you, good. If you get a catfish that comes out like greasy and mushy, like crispy, flaky. Yep. Oh my God.
Yeah. The same people who had Red Hot and Blue also had the chicken place on Charlie's Chicken on 32nd Street. Their fish is good.
I didn't even know they had fish.
Oh, yeah.
It's Charlie's Chicken. You don't think fish?
No. They have fish. They have chicken and dumplings. They have all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I got to get on that because I'm void of a catfish place.
And it's by your house.
It's 3 blocks.
My son-in-law's brother is the best I've ever seen at frying up catfish. Oh, my God. It's perfect. Oh, my God. I make a pig out of myself every time he ever does it.
Well, it's healthy. It's a fish, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Omega-3.
Even though it's fried. Healthy fat. It's healthy. It's a good fat. It's one of those good fat. This segment brought to you by Mercy Hospital. Mercy Hospital Joplin's been a healing presence in the Southwest Missouri area for over a century. So let's turn the page on last week as we are joined back again by Coach Atiba Bradley here on the Coach Atiba Bradley Show. That's all in the past. Let's forget about that. Let's turn our attention to Fort Hays. They're 3-2 on the year, 2-1 in the MIAA. We've already played 3 ranked teams, losing the 13th ranked Angelo State, beating 5th ranked CSU Pueblo, losing 2 weeks ago to Pitt. They got wins in the MIAA against Nebraska Kearney and last week against Mo Western. No rest for the weary, Coach. It's the MIAA, another tough opponent this week.
Yeah. And what's cool is we talk to our guys all the time like it's another opportunity, and it's an opportunity for a little redemption. It's another opportunity for you to see a high level opponent, and another opportunity just to play football. That's the thing that guys are grasping onto is that opportunities are fleeting, and we got a senior class that they're counting down, some of the days, and they know they're closer to the end. Yeah, well, here's the deal. Like, you say it's only week 4, but they blinked and they were saying, well, we're freshmen or we're sophomores.
They've only got 7 games
and
left.
now they're sitting there going, holy crap. So I think there's a lot of guys that are relishing the opportunity to get back on the field.
Yeah, talking to Riley, asked him, he played 8 games as a true freshman, and I asked him what it was like starting in the MIAA as a true freshman. He went, oh, my God, I was terrified. I was terrified.
It's funny, like, Division II, and I don't know who would be in charge of this or how they do it, but Division II does not get enough of a spotlight on just how good it is. And I'm not just talking the MIAA. Like, there's some really good football across the country at Division II, and so sometimes you get these kids that have their sights set on D1. And
look at the guy, the quarterback from Mississippi was the quarterback at Ferris State last year. He's starting from Mississippi this year.
Yep. And so, Virginia's leading tailback was at Central Missouri last year. Oklahoma State's leading receiver was at UCO last year. Starting right tackle at SEMO was starting on my O-line last year.
So the D1s, the Power Fours are coming. I didn't realize that they reached that far down into D2.
The Schrader kid from Missouri was from Truman.
Truman, and he ended up being a captain at Mizzou. And so
the SEC and running, yeah.
And so it's just one of those things. But sometimes when you're going through recruiting and, you see all your friends, well, this guy's going here and this guy's going there. It's D1, D1, D1. And you're like the one guy that, ends up going Division II. Like, sometimes your expectations, you're not quite sure. Like, you're like, oh, well, I played with that guy and he's playing at Mizzou, so surely I can go. And so then they get to a Missouri Southern, they get to a Pitt State, or they get to these D2 places, and they're like, holy crap, this football is real. I had a kid, man, literally last week. Yeah, I did. It's real. Hey, listen, I had a kid last week, and we don't need to say his name, but he transferred here as a corner from Central Arkansas, Division I down in Arkansas, and the Bears. He literally came in and he said, Coach, I'm going to hang him up. And I said, well, what's going on? I don't know. We're talking. And he's like, I had no idea that the quality of talent would be dang near the same. He said the starters at UCA are a level above. But he said the 2 deep and everybody else, the players here are just.
Yeah, but if he's good enough to get recruited to Central Arkansas, he didn't think he could act.
He did.
That's what I'm saying.
I told him to stick it out and compete. He just, in his mind, he was coming down a level so that he could dominate. And then he got here, and he couldn't dominate. Now, he was a good player. It wasn't like he was trash. We had some good players at that position. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So, real quick, as we talk back to Hayes, how are they constructed? Are they a team that's constructed through JUCO, or are they brought in? Are they guys that they bring in and have been in their program for 4 or 5 years? Because that's a unique place, a tough place. I got snowed in one time in Hayes, and it was a night, and it felt like a week.
I spent a week there one day. Yeah.
No, I tip my hat. Coach Brown and his staff do a nice job of a blend. Like, they're kind of where we want to be, in terms of 70% high school, 3, 4, 5, 5th year kids, and then sprinkling in some transfers. So,
are they kids coming from Colorado? Or are they coming from Nebraska?
Texas kids.
They've done a really good job of recruiting Western Kansas. So basically everything Wichita and West, they really have a strong arm on. But then they take a little bit from Colorado. They do a lot in Texas. They do a little bit in Kansas City, and then they got a little pocket in Florida that they go down to. So, he's done a really good job. And the other part is he'll snatch from southern Nebraska, like out in the boom.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of.
What's weird about Fort Hays State though is they've given up more points than they've scored. They've given up more yards rushing and more yards passing than they have. On paper, they don't all look that daunting, but here they are 2-1 in the MIAA.
You know,
I'm talking about strictly on paper,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they've given up more yards than they have. They've given them more passing, rushing yards, and given them more points than they've scored.
Yeah.
And yet here they are, 3-2, 2-1.
and that the stat that you're not seeing is like I don't even know, like sometimes ESPN tracks like clutch minutes or like clutch plays in crunch time or whatever. I think they fall under that category where like Mo West was beating them for 3 quarters, and then Mo West had I think a fumble or an interception, and then Fort Hays capitalized and rolled to beat Pueblo. Honestly, they got outplayed versus Pueblo, but they blocked a kick at the end, and they walked off after a blocked kick.
I think it was a 1-point game,
yeah. And Pitt was actually the flip. They were beating Pitt for 3 quarters. I think it was like, don't quote me, 16-10 or something going into the fourth. And then all of a sudden, at the end, it was,
it took off, huh?
24, 23, it was something. But my point is, I think they're playing solid football. They're playing MIAA football. They're playing tough, physical. I don't think they're outstanding. They're not going to be the best offense in the league. They're not going to be the best defense in the league, but they are really good and they're sound.
Right.
And they do a nice job.
You've got a balanced attack, 152 yards rushing they average a game, 185 yards passing. Have a quarterback, Caleb Hebner, I guess is how you kind of a dual threat. He also leads them in rushing attempts. So the quarterback is you really got a defense for a guy that can run and throw.
Hopefully they're not listening, but he's an annoying runner. So he's not one of those guys that like, hey, I'm going to take off and try to score. He will get the first down and slide. Like it's a smart move, but it's like, gosh dang it. Like if you're going to leave the pocket, we're going to hit you. Well, you slide, we can't hit you. So no, he's a smart kid.
Is that on designed runs or is he scrambling?
Nope, he's scrambling. Scrambling, has his eyes up, does a good job finding receivers down the field. But like I said, he gets his yards and he doesn't take a lot of hits.
Steps out of bounds.
Yeah, and it's
slides.
Like I said, give me that old school quarterback. Give me that. What was that movie? Necessary Roughness. It's not Bacula. Like, yeah,
not Bacula.
Wasn't that his name?
Yeah, no, that is.
Okay. But I'm just saying that's a guy that should never been in a football movie.
There's a lot of guys who should have been
in that show where he transformed.
Quantum Leap. Yes, Quantum Leap. He was awesome.
Show, but
Sinbad should have never been in a football movie either. If we're going to go down,
he was a tackle.
Right.
He was the left tackle.
He's a comic relief.
No, this is
Kathy Ireland should have never been in a football movie as a kicker.
He was.
Oh, you're really gonna say?
I'm gonna go down the whole list if you want.
You're really gonna say Kathy Ireland?
She shouldn't have been a kicker in a football movie. She should be in a
freaking Ireland.
She could have been a cheerleader. She could have been.
No, they had the looker. They had the comedy relief.
Oh,
they had it all. No, but hey, here's the other thing I'll tell you. Like when you read those numbers, they're not like eye popping.
That's what I'm saying. They don't pop. Nothing about 4 days pops out at you.
Here's the thing. They are the polar opposite of Central Missouri. Central Missouri wants to score points. Central Missouri wants to win 42-28. Like they want to score some points. They're okay if they give up some points, but they want to score. Fort Hays is like watching paint dry. That's like the best compliment.
That's
like
fine.
it is
fine. Yeah.
There you go. Hand the ball off. Gain of 4, and then they're going to look at the clock, watch it go down, and then they're going to.
They're not very
step. No, they're not. They are completely content winning a game 24-17.
If they have 40 minutes in the time of possession, that's what 40-20 they win.
Yeah, their stats. What are their time of possession?
I think it's like 30 to.
Oh, it's pretty balanced.
30. No, I do have it. I gotta.
Yeah, because I would tell you that they're really efficient and methodical with the football, and that's where those.
They're not like completed. Let's go, get on the ball,
and they'll do it. They'll do it here and there, but the pace is drastically different.
They're going to matriculate the ball down the field.
Yep, and their O-line
possession, they average 30 minutes and 56 seconds, and their opponents are 28-54.
So pretty balanced. Wow. But yeah, no, it's a contrast of styles. Now they still will throw it on the perimeter. They'll still take vertical shots. They got a big kid, number 1. I don't know his name, but he's a big 6'3" kid. They can go up and get the football and create some mismatches.
Number one would be Ethan Hillman.
Yeah,
he's from New Jersey. Yeah,
big target.
So I was thinking that this is like design running plays to their quarterback. So there's no need for a spy. I mean, you don't put a spy in this guy, do you?
No, that's the kind of the annoying part is you try to
you got him and he's scared.
Well, you put a spy and so you rush 3, and now all of a sudden he's taking his time back there because he's got a big old line that you're not going to get there with 3. And like I said, when he scrambles, he's got his eyes up. He wants to throw the football. It's not one of those deals. So, and you can always tell some guys will scramble and they got hands on the ball just like they're in the pocket. Other guys scramble and it already gets tucked away and they have no intention of throwing that ball. And so he's kind of the first.
Defensively, if you look at defense for Fort Hays, they do have a kind of a stud in John Johnson, 6'3", 235. Twice been in 5 games, he's twice been named the MIAA Defensive Player of the Week. Last week had 16 tackles and a forced fumble against Mo West. What are they? Defensively, that guy's right in the middle there, linebacker.
I don't know.
What about defensively? What do they like to do?
I don't know where he keeps finding them, but Coach Brown does a really nice job finding big physical D linemen. Like his 2 interior guys are both above 300. I mean, I think I mentioned this last week.
That is designed to keep guys off, guys like the Johnson at linebacker, right?
Yep. And then they get 2 ends that are really athletic and twitchy and physical. They're not the biggest guys, but you know what? They just fly. I mean, they lost the Defensive Player of the Year last year, and the guy they replaced him with looks like a clone.
Like they was 6'3", 235. That's a good size linebacker.
Yeah, and he flies. I mean, he runs, and so. But like I said, I think some of it again. Our issue has never been second level guys. It's like if we take care of the first level, I feel like our backs are a very hard matchup for other linebackers and safeties. Like I will take Glades in a 1-on-1 with any back 7 guy in the conference. Harold Trainer in a straight foot race with anybody working the edge on the sweeps. I'll take those guys. And so if we can do a good job, boom, working our doubles, taking care of the line of scrimmage, there'll be some opportunities.
You mentioned their coach, Chris Brown. He's in his 14th year there at Fort Hays, won the MIAA in 2017 and 2018. And my Bobby answers his phone. Their coach.
No, I didn't answer.
Well, it must have been his wife.
I'm not that dumb.
What, to take that bait or to
which one? Either part of it.
Not into your right. So this guy can coach, huh?
He does a great job. Like, and he is full-blooded MIAA. So he played at Pitt, and then
Washburn in there somewhere.
He coached at Washburn as the DC for a lot of years. But Coach Schurer kind of got them going. And then he got his first opportunity to be there. And like I said, if there's a right way to do it, he's done it the right way. He's built it up. Excuse me. He's built it up.
Thank you. Every week at this time.
Yeah, I looked at him earlier when I said it must be 8 o'clock because it gets near that time and
close.
It's bedtime.
One week I'm gonna figure it out and not get up at 4:30. But no, he's done it the right way. We
can talk. We're both up at 4:30.
Call me. I'm used to it. I can tell you. Here's the internal conversation. What are you doing at 4:30? Go to sleep. You know
what? If I know you like I think I do, you like to get in and you got the whole back to yourself.
Silence.
You get some coffee, you make some coffee, and you've got it all there. And you, like when the people start
it's hard.
You're like,
well,
people are showing up. Yeah.
It's hard, but
you don't like your coworkers.
No,
it's like that solitude that you can really
get more done in an hour
do something
in the building by yourself than you can in 8 hours with other people.
It's crazy. I'm not proud of my efficiency after 8 o'clock. I'm just being honest. If I get to the office at usually 5:15, 5:30,
okay,
I can get more done in 5:15 to 7:30 sometimes than I can from 8 o'clock to noon.
Because everybody wants a piece of you?
Everybody. Well, and like I said, I'm not a coach that's gonna shut my door and say I'm busy. If a kid comes in and needs to talk, I'm gonna talk. And sometimes it's about nothing, and I'm like, should have told him I'm busy. But other times,
that at the time, though,
you don't know. And because they all do the same. They knock on my door and they say, "Coach, you got a minute?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, come on in." And then, like I said, it's like,
hey, did you see that game?
We hit a fork in the road. It's like, hey, things back home, and I'm like, oh no, or my girlfriend left me. I'm like, who cares? Get out of my office.
Wow.
7:30 to 12:30, you become a fireman.
Correct.
You're
Correct.
putting out fires. It's never.
Oh, that was Riley's job.
He's got a different set of fires.
He has a different set of
totally different set of fires, right?
But no, like I said, I wouldn't want it any other way. Part of being a head coach is I miss the relationship that you get when you're a position coach. So when you have your position, and I'm coaching the backers now, is like it's neat because you're with them. And you get the good news, the bad news. You get, I'm up, I'm down. Like you get it all as a position coach. But as a head coach, typically you're not in my office unless stuff hit the fan or you really are in a tough spot. Like, so when a kid does come in and say, "Hey, coach, you got a minute," and wants to just shoot the crap, like,
then he says whatever his issue is, and you go, "Well, have you talked to your position? Have you talked to your position coach?"
If I say that, if I tell them that, then I don't want to talk about their issue. No.
Have you talked to your position coach about this?
So no,
he sent me to you, sir.
And that one happens a lot. But it does. There's a whole lot of mom versus dad in that office. But no, I like I said, I wouldn't do it any other way. The way I was raised in coaching is that you either put your kids to bed or you take them to school during season. It's hard to do both. Yeah,
right.
You can't drop them off at 8 and then be there at 7. My son gets ready for bed at 7:38. So you're not always going to be there for both. So I would rather get up early while the kids are sleeping, get as much done, and then on the back end be able to go to a
lot of head coaches aren't there for either.
And I just can't do it.
And I totally understand that.
There's got to be a balance, and I don't want to look back and completely miss. You both have old kids and young grandkids, so you know how fast it just.
And still kids at home,
and still so you know how fast. So
we're moving out.
I'm another 5 years from that, but no. So I genuinely try, and then my wife will tell you we instituted a date night.
Good for you.
Yeah, it hadn't happened.
Oh.
When's the last game of the year? Look at the first Wednesday after the first game, after the last game of the year, right?
So when they were younger, they didn't have activities. We always found a nice volleyball girl, or we went spring sports, so it was always found a nice softball girl, and we would just, as soon as I got working at that college, like, hey, you like kids? She want to be our sitter? And clockwork. Thursday nights, it was like, hey, you come over, and we would go on a date, but
we're going to order pizza. You're going to watch the kids, and we'll be back.
And they go see a movie, and Atiba's asleep by the time the credits
at 8 o'clock.
By the time they get through the main attractions, he's asleep already.
But now, Thursday nights are soccer and volleyball, and so like, hats off my wife. She's escorting kids one way, and then I get home, and I'm like, hey, what are we doing for dinner?
Cook, right? Yeah. I want to see The Conjuring.
No.
This stuff scares you? Or?
I don't watch scary movies.
Really?
Action, comedy. The only two types of movies I watch.
Like the.
So what about that movie Him that is a combination of a spooky movie with football? You're out.
You're not going to put Marlon Wayans in a serious movie. We're not doing that. You can't go from White Ticket to Him.
It's a great movie.
It is. And here's the deal. I can appreciate him in his roles. He's slap comedy and he's a funny dude.
But we still have a DVD player in our car. And that is in the book of DVDs that the boys will pull out and put that in on a trip to Kansas City just to laugh.
Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed Marlon. I mean, I enjoyed the whole Wayans family, like in Living Color.
That was a great show.
Major Pain. Golly, I'm gonna get you, sucker. I don't know if you guys are.
Oh yeah.
Major Pain was hilarious.
It was great, but again, so like to see those guys in serious roles, it's like I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
I'm starting to watch that Chad Powers thing on Hulu.
Is it good?
I just watched like the first 20 minutes of it. So
we'll get a report next week.
It's a national championship game, going in for the winning score. Drops the ball at the 1 yard line. Picked up. He plays for Oregon. Picked up by Georgia. The guy returns it for a touchdown. He loses the national championship. Then he's like scorned. Goes to play in the XFL or something. That's where I'm at. He just got a thing with he's been ostracized because he. But anyways, this segment's brought to you by Mercy Hospital in Joplin. They've been a healing presence in Southwest Missouri for over a century. You got segment 4 coming up. Back to wrap it up with Coach Bradley after this quick timeout. This is Coach Atiba Bradley Show, presented by Downstream Casino and Resort. We're live from Social BTB Restaurant. You're listening to it on 101.7 FM, Somo Sports Radio.
Wheel of Fortune Live, America's Game, is coming to Downstream Casino Resort October 24th. This could be your moment to be called to the stage, to spin the wheel, solve puzzles, and win incredible prizes like trips to Paris, Hawaii, or even big money up to $10,000 cash. Tickets on sale at downstreamcasino.com and at the Hackathon gift shop. Wheel of Fortune Live, October 24th in the Pavilion at Downstream Casino Resort.
I waited like 8 innings to get a run. And finally, on my way to home, I'm rounding third, I'm going hard, and I tweaked my ankle. So now I get to wait in the ER.
No one likes to wait, especially after a sports injury. With Mercy Orthopedic Walk-In Care, walk in, see an orthopedic expert, play on. Hold your place for care at mercy.net/walk-in-sports. Visit mercy.net/walk-in-sports. Walk in, play on.
Chef Mike and the crew at Trackside Burgers invite you to grab a delicious meal for you and your family. Trackside Burgers is the home of handheld comfort food, and the burger patties are always fresh, never frozen. Open Monday through Wednesday 11 to 4 and Thursday through Saturday 11 to 9. Dine in, carry out, or use the drive-thru. Order online at tracksideeats.com or use DoorDash. Oh, and ask them about catering your next event. Stop by before the game or anytime at 10th and Maiden Lane in Joplin. Trackside Burgers, proud supporters of our Joplin area athletes.
Hi, this is Dana Snodgrass at Snodgrass Collegiate Center. We'd like to wish Coach Bradley and the Missouri Southern football team all the best throughout their football season. Snodgrass Collegiate Center is a Joplin family-owned business for over 40 years. From dents and dings, oil changes, alignments, we can do it all. You can't trust just anybody with your car. Trust the team at Snodgrass Collegiate Center, 1604 East 4th, Joplin, Missouri, where a handshake still means something. Go Lions!
Since 1996, People's Bank of Seneca has been dedicated to providing excellent customer service across the four-state area. Whether you're in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca, we're here to ensure that every banking experience is exceptional. Visit us today to learn more at peoplesbankofseneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of Missouri Southern State University. Go Lions!
The Joplin Sports Authority is a proud member of the Sports Events and Tourism Association, Missouri Southern Linebackers, and the Show Me Missouri Sports Group. Our mission is to attract, promote, provide, and support local, state, regional, national, and international sporting events in the Joplin area. We'd like to announce a partnership with Missouri Southern Lions Athletics as we host the National Christian College Athletic Association Division I and II Cross-Country Championships from 2025 through 2028. Thank you, Missouri Southern, and remember, go Lions!
Missouri Southern State University is a culture of excellence, whether in the classroom, the lab, or on the court. It's where future educators, innovators, lifesavers, and global leaders call their home. It's a place where immersive learning environments can help empower students to command a future in their field. Come experience excellence and apply at mssu.edu.
This is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, presented by Downstream Casino Resort on 101.7 FM SoMo Sports Radio.
And we are live from Social BTB Restaurant. I'm Kevin Welch. Bobby Landis across the way there. Coach Atiba Bradley betwixt us here. Southern has Fort Hays coming up on Saturday. Suppose you got a little pent-up frustration. You guys got a little pent-up want to take it out on 4 days this Saturday?
Yeah, and I think I'm excited to see our guys. And that's what's been cool for me is we played a close game versus Northwest, and I was nervous that our guys were going to have a little hangover. We just didn't. And we had a good week of practice, and then we get beat up at Central Missouri, and so I was like, all right. I told my staff, I was like, hey, put your hats on and put your motivator on and get them going, because we got to have a good week of practice or we're going to get smoked again. And I'll be dang. I mean, our guys Monday was a little slow because I think they were tired. I think it took a lot out of them. But Tuesday's been great. Wednesday was great. And then it's been lively in the building. Our weight sessions have been good. So our guys are ready. I think our guys are ready and they're excited to go.
And it's great that we're back home, and it's Military First Responder Appreciation Day. You have that every year. It's kind of a great thing you guys do.
I've been begging. I want a helicopter to bring
like
the ball.
A flyover?
No.
Oh, bring the game ball in.
To bring the game ball.
All right, where would be the closest? Why don't you just go out to Whiteman and have a B-2 flyover, man? Drop a ball.
I think that would be the coolest thing ever.
They had a Blackhawk gas up out at the airport last week. Yeah.
So we my first year in the league,
it's a Black Knights to come in and bring the parachuters, bring in the game ball. The Army parachuters.
My first year at Emporia State, they had the ball delivered by a helicopter, and I can remember I was so annoyed because they were late. And the official was like,
they were delaying the game, so the football.
The official was like being a jerk. He was like, "I need your captains at 3 minutes." So at 4:15, he's like, captains. And I'm like, at 3, right? And he's like, yeah, I need them lined up. I said, I got you. And so at 3:45, 3:30, he's just yelling at me. I'm like, I'm getting irritated because I'm like, I can see the clock. You can. So then, they get out there and they don't have the ball. They don't have the coin. It was like a commemorative deal. And so they were waiting for the ball to come in the coin, and it was like a ball and
the coin in too.
It was like a whole thing that they were trying to do, and I was like, yeah, good for them. But it's like, hey, where we at? Where is the coach? I'm not in control of this place. Like, well, here's the deal, man. You made a big stink about being out here.
It's game time.
So then the clock, the horn goes, and we still haven't done the coin toss.
Speaking of which, I was listening to the broadcast last Saturday, and Mike and Scott were talking. A B-2 bomber flew over the stadium there.
That's pretty cool.
Was it planned or was it just by accident?
I think it was just by accident.
I think so too. We had that problem.
It's kind of up that way, isn't it?
We were playing in a state championship game in Concordia in baseball, and one of the bombers flew over, and I called time and walked out to the mound, and the umpire's like, Coach, what are you doing? I said, we don't see this.
I'm not sure. Central Missouri has a big aviation program.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's pretty close to Whiteman there, isn't it? Warrensburg, isn't that
20 minutes, 25 minutes away, yeah.
So maybe just doing some regular, whatever it is they do. Right?
So they flew over, but
if you ever seen a B-2 go over, it's pretty cool.
It's awesome. And you hear the sound after it goes by.
Yep. Right. And you see it coming, even if you know it's coming, it's real a thin sliver.
Yeah.
You can't see it coming. Then as it goes, I've seen it at air shows. And then as it goes by, the air show kind of dips and kind of turns sideways, so you can see it as it goes by. And it's pretty cool.
Like I said, I think it would be cool on these first responders to,
Bring in something, yeah.
Yeah, helicopter or
fire truck.
Maybe a fire truck. Or, I don't know.
So they let a fire truck go right out to midfield?
We've had one out there.
Really?
A lead when he went down, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Neck injury. They brought a fire truck and a
whole truck
ambulance.
Or just like an ambulance?
Yeah, it was the whole thing.
Oh, the whole kit and caboodle.
That'd be cool to have that. Yeah, and like, I was trying to say like the ladders and bring. I don't know how you. It'd be cool to have
You
that.
can play it up. You know what I mean? And,
I don't know. Or game time, 1:00 Saturday. Weather's supposed to be sunny, mid-80s. It's going to be a great day for football. Love to see a big crowd, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Expecting some colder weather, and I mean, it's still. We're in October, and it's still mid-80s and sunny.
Not till the end of October.
I am not going to complain. I would rather be hot any day of the week. I would rather drink water, drink Gatorade.
Yes.
Put on a tank top.
You don't fall like 60 degrees sunny, but it's like 60.
I love when it hits that fire pit weather where it's like a little chilly in the morning, really warm in the afternoon, and then the sun goes down and it's
Indian summer.
Yeah, and you can light the fire pit, you can hang out, but I don't want to be around a fire pit with a blanket.
Or you don't want to be around a fire pit when it's like still 10 o'clock at night and it's 80 degrees,
Correct.
right?
So,
85 degrees.
Yeah, this little window of like 12 to 3:34, and it's in the mid 80s, low 80s. Love it. Love it.
You like 1:00 starts?
Love them. I keep telling y'all, I would kick off at 11 if they'd let me.
That's reserved for Arkansas.
I want Fox Midwest Sports.
That's reserved for the Razorbacks.
No, I want to play the game. I want to get up and play. When I was at
you want to wait around?
I hate the night games.
If any night games are.
No, we do it for the first one because of the heat.
Right.
But yeah, I'd get up and go. I just think I think the thing that's cool about Division II for coaches, players is the balance. And I think when you play at 11, you can be a normal human being at 4:00 till the next day. And when you start playing at 4 and 5 and 6, then
by the time you get home, it's pretty much.
If Fort Hays has a night game, you play at 6 or 7, you're not done till 10. Bus doesn't leave till 11. You're not home till 4 a.m.
Right.
You've done that.
Nebraska Kearney, we had weather delay, and so the game didn't start till 9. We didn't get done until 12:30.
That was a long bus ride coming back from Warrensburg, too, yeah.
Absolutely. And so, I don't know. But part of me says I would rather get up, get playing, and, that way you can enjoy your evening.
I'll tell you what, Coach, I know Lion fans are anxious to see how we come back from that loss this past Saturday. Good luck on Saturday against Fort Hays. Let's get that MIAAW.
Get the first one. Appreciate it.
Hi, Bobby, in the Final Fox.
Go Lions.
There he goes. This is Bobby. It's Bobby as usual. You've been listening to the Coach Atiba Bradley Show. We're coming to you every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock live from Social BTP Restaurant. Don't forget, you can watch one of those videos too. Now, please don't put the camera ever on me again. Talk about a face for radio. Holy mackerel. I watched one. Barry sent one to me. I'm like, and I said, oh, good. Oh, I'm like, oh, Jesus. I don't know whether this is the harsh lighting. It's the harsh lighting.
It's definitely the lighting.
Video puts 15 pounds on you.
I was going to say.
TV puts 15 pounds on you.
I saw one, and I was kind of slouched and relaxed. That's right. And I was like, oh, man, I got to sit up.
Yeah. I was like, too. I wore a T-shirt, a radio station T-shirt last night. I went, God, you look like crap.
No.
That's why I got a collared shirt on tonight.
I'm smart enough not to watch. I don't look. I don't want to know.
But if you'd like to see the archive videos of the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, just go to Missouri Southern's football page. Right there at the top, it has a link that says Coach Atiba Bradley Show, and you can do that from there. For Bobby and for Coach Bradley, this is Kevin Welch saying thanks for tuning in. The Infinity Sports Network comes your way next. And you've been listening to the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, presented by Downstream Casino and Resort.